Hey everyone, it's Ricky's Rockin' Reviews, and I just wanted to quickly review The Prey by Yrsa Sigurðardóttir. Pretty sure I said that wrong, but she's an Icelandic author who usually writes crime fiction. And in 2023, last year, her book, I Remember You, was my favorite read of that year, pretty much. And so I was really excited about this, and what I liked about that book I mentioned, I Remember You, was the atmosphere. And that's something that I definitely got in this book as well. So it did not disappoint. So this is a story about a group of people that get lost in like kind of a mountain range park area where it's like constantly snowing. It's in the middle of winter and the climate there is deathly cold. So they only have a limited amount of time to find shelter whenever they're out and exposed. And they don't have the greatest of gear. And from there, we have the story branching off into two other directions. There's kind of like a satellite research facility where this man is working, and he kind of works different shifts in the day and the night. And it's basically kind of a job where he has to make sure that everything is running smoothly. It's not a very taxing job, so he has a lot of time on his hands. And he ends up noticing some really creepy stuff happening. Now, outside of this research facility, there's like this gated area where there's a phone where people can ring in. And apparently that phone is disconnected and shouldn't be working. But one day he gets a call from there and he hears possibly a little girl. And things just get really weird from there. He also has a buddy there, which is a cat that has shown up in the past few months. And he's kind of hanging out with that cat. And that cat is like the only thing that's keeping him sane for a while. We also have a woman who volunteers as a part of like a search and rescue. And her husband is actually working for the police unit of that small town. And they have pretty much all hands on deck. They're trying to figure out what happened to these people. Because they actually end up passing away. And they find all their bodies in like the weirdest of circumstances, kind of like the Dyatlov Pass incident from, I think it's 1959 or 1969. This crazy thing that really did happen where in Soviet Russia, like I think it was like 9 people were found in weird different locations, kind of spread out from their tent. And it seemed like they had removed all their clothes before you're stepping out into the deathly cold. And some of them were pretty battered up. There's a lot of theories as to what happened to them. So this story is heavily influenced by that. And this girl on the search and rescue mission is kind of shaken up because of the things that she ends up seeing when they come upon the first body. And from there, we start learning more about her dynamic with her husband, and you know how coming home should be a place of refuge, but actually coming home starts becoming a little bit scary to her because she's starting to notice some weird things around the house. Like for example, she's looking outside a window one day and the dog next door, the neighbor's dog, is like growling and showing its teeth at something that is not there or something that she cannot see. And it just gets increasingly weird. And what I really liked about this story is this like a change of point of view. We have like these 3 storylines and they all kind of converge in many ways. And I think the fun of it is trying to see what exactly are the connecting threads through all these stories. And it's definitely feels like a murder mystery. I should mention that this is a slow burn, but every chapter has something new, something that keep you wanting to read. And I really like that, and there's a good payoff at the very end. You kind of find out what exactly is happening, but there's still some questions left unanswered, so you kind of have to fill in some blanks. So I just kind of wanted to review this because I don't see very many reviews of it online. It just recently got translated, so that might be the reason. But hopefully you guys check it out. If you want to read something, like if you're in like a cold climate, or if you want to save this for like in the winter time, this would be like the perfect atmosphere. It's about 335 pages, and the chapters are no longer than about 10 pages each. So even though I would describe it as kind of like a slow burn, it still has a really good pace. And I liked all the different ways my mind was kind of going about what was happening, and I was totally off, totally wrong. But it was a pretty good follow-up to I Remember You. Curious to see if she's going to keep in this kind of like horror genre or have like a horror spin to her murder mysteries and her crime fiction. So we'll see. Guys, I have lots of reviews on my channel, so you can go and check those out right now. And I'd really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.